The Zephyrian High Command had studied the species for 3 standard cycles before reaching their unanimous conclusion. Humanity was too dangerous to be allowed to expand beyond their small blue world. Commander Zelthara reviewed the intelligence reports one final time as her stealth vessel approached Earth's outer atmosphere. The humans had achieved nuclear fusion, developed rudimentary space travel, and worst of all, had begun to ask questions about the stars. Within another generation, maybe 2, they would stumble upon the quantum fold drives that would make them a galactic threat. The target locations are confirmed, reported her second-in-command Velkan, his violet skin shimmering with nervous energy. 7 billion sentients spread across the planet's surface. Our mission parameters call for elimination of their key leaders and scientific minds. Zelthara's squad of 12 represented the finest assassins the Zephyrian Empire had ever produced. Each warrior was genetically enhanced, cybernetically augmented, and trained from birth in the art of silent death. They had eliminated threats on 47 worlds. Earth would be number 48. What the Zephyrians didn't understand was that humans had been eliminating each other with spectacular efficiency for millennia. The first assassin, Kethmore, materialized in the bedroom of Dr. Sarah Chen, the lead physicist behind Earth's newest fusion reactor. His plasma blade hummed to life as he approached her sleeping form. The weapon never found its target. Dr. Chen had served 2 tours in Afghanistan before pursuing her doctorate. The subtle change in air pressure woke her instantly. Her hand found the Glock 19 under her pillow, faster than Kethmore's enhanced reflexes could compensate. 3 hollow-point rounds sent her mass dropped the 7-foot alien before he could fully materialize. "Karen, call 911, she said to her AI assistant, stepping over the twitching corpse. "And maybe the Pentagon. I think we have a situation." Across the globe, similar scenes played out with depressing regularity. Depressing for the Zephyrians, anyway. Nalseth found himself face-to-face with General Morrison, a career soldier who slept with a combat knife within reach, and the paranoid awareness that came from surviving 3 wars. The alien's cloaking device failed him when the general's motion sensors detected his approach. Morrison's decades of hand-to-hand combat training proved superior to Zephyrian genetic enhancements when combined with a pure titanium tactical knife and the fury of a man defending his grandchildren sleeping down the hall. Chelvash attempted to eliminate President Rodriguez while she worked late in the Oval Office. The alien had studied human security protocols extensively, but failed to account for the fact that the Secret Service had been preparing for threats both terrestrial and otherwise since the Roswell incident. Agent Thompson's anti-material rifle, loaded with depleted uranium rounds, turned the would-be assassin into a fine purple mist. Within 6 hours, 11 of the 12 Zephyrian assassins were dead or captured. The 12th, a young operative named Yalkun, found himself cornered in a warehouse in Detroit by a group of humans who shouldn't have posed any threat according to his intelligence briefings. "You picked the wrong neighborhood." "E.T.," growled Marcus, a former Marine turned mechanic. Holding a modified plasma cutter he'd jury-rigged from alien tech, salvaged from an earlier incident the government had tried to cover up. "We've been ready for you guys since Independence Day." The humans had done something the Zephyrian Empire had never encountered in their centuries of expansion. They had prepared for alien invasion, not through military might alone, but through cultural paranoia elevated to an art form. Every science fiction movie, every conspiracy theory, every video game had been an unconscious dress rehearsal for this moment. Yalkun transmitted his final report as Marcus's improvised weapon powered up. "Command, mission failure. Humans they're not what we expected. They don't fear death. They prepare for everything. They turn our own technology against us. Recommend immediate." The transmission cut to static. Commander Zelthara waited in orbit for 3 standard days. When no assassin returned or reported success, she made the decision that would save her species from extinction. She fled. The Zephyrian High Command received her report with the cold dread of a species that had suddenly discovered they were not at the top of the galactic food chain. Humans had killed 11 trained assassins with primitive projectile weapons, improvised devices, and what their tactical analysts could only describe as terrifying creativity. "Recommend immediate quarantine protocols around human space," Zelthara concluded her report. "Classification: apex predator species. Under no circumstances should contact be attempted again." Meanwhile, On Earth, Dr. Chen studied the plasma blade that had nearly killed her, while General Morrison examined alien battle armor, and President Rodriguez convened a secret meeting of world leaders to discuss their new reality. Humanity had always wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now they knew they weren't. More importantly, the universe now knew about humanity. In the months that followed, as human scientists reverse-engineered alien technology, and human engineers built weapons that would make the Zephyrians weep, one fact became clear to every intelligence service monitoring Earth. The aliens had made a critical error in judgment. They had assumed that a species capable of splitting atoms and reaching for the stars would be soft, civilized, unprepared for violence. They had forgotten that humans had learned to split atoms by first learning to split each other's skulls, and they had reached for the stars by climbing over the bodies of their enemies. The Zephyrian Empire updated their star charts with a new designation around the small blue world in the Orion Arm. Warning: Quarantine Zone. Species classification: Death World Apex Predators. Approach prohibited. Earth's inhabitants, blissfully unaware of their new galactic reputation, continued doing what they had always done best: surviving, adapting, and preparing for whatever came next. The aliens had sent assassins to Earth expecting to find victims. Instead, they had found something far more dangerous. They had found humans,